Hi everyone, my name is Malik Maz. I am going to show you source code implementation. I used for the use state hook, which is in the name, email, password, confirm password, also used in form data and set form data. Then I use toast, also set toast in use state hook. Then I implement a handle function, handle change function, which is basically used for the input fields dynamically updated. Then I implement and a handle submit function, which is when triggered when is formed by submitting by clicking the create button. Then if password matches, also send a post request for the backend API using fetch to the endpoint, which is basically name, email, password, confirm data. If rest is equal to okay, if give 200 code, account will be created. Also I used as a toast, which will also redirect will be to the login page. This is now the front end code which I used handle change or handle submitting functions. Also I used as an object form data from dot name, email and different things. You can check on it. Then now I will show you. Basically I used handle submit and handle change function. Also already have account, sign in here, will be detected from the login page. Now I will show you task model page, sorry, user.js, which is basically about you can say name, email, password. Also confirm password is not here. You can also type, I define type string, also required true mean. Input should be in compulsory form, it cannot be go into an empty field. Then I export the schema into the auth controllers. You can see on two auth controllers, which is basically about sign in, a sign up user and login user. Import user model from the database. Bcrypt is used for scaling hash and password. Then I use JW to create authentication tokens for login users. Also set onboarding email, which I will extracting name, email, password, confirming password. Then I check function if user exists or not. Before this I used password confirmation also matched. It will create a await user dot create a new users. Also send on onboarding email for task sending on email. Also used 201 status function, which is used for the sign up successful. Also catch in if sign up error. Now go into the login user, checks if all required fields are filled. Then I used if user credentials are not exist, it will be create an invalid credential. If user not exist, then I used password and confirm password matching function. Also I used a JWT token for the which will be expired in 7 days. If credentials are okay, it will be given 200 okay message and then goes to the login completed. Then auth routes, which will be imported as a routes sign up and login. Nothing is new in their login.jsx show toast also with that side, and in sign up pages and then submit and handle and change function, which is same all about. But I used local status there, which is set atom user session from the session data, which will be a user token. Also which will I import in env. Also expiry date 5 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 100,000, which is about basically about 5 minutes session time, which will be saved in local storage. Also this is front end code, handle submit and handle changes. There is no new, I think so. I use different hooks from the basically from task at task. This is basically used to store the list of tasks, whether it can be from API or local storage. Also I need for this the display edit and update. Also use show add form when the whether the task form is visible or hidden. Then I use return task used to check that the form is being used from the editing and existing task or creating a new ones. Then I use loading and set loadings for the basically loading a spinner or also text. Then I used error set errors for the displaying the error in messages. Then I use a show local note, basically which was your tasks are stored locally there, that one. Then I use navigate also for the navigation. Also can use store redirecting. Also I used form data set form data of basically current values in the task form holding. Basically it's essential for the creating and editing tasks, title description. Basically get to date function is used for the current date and time. This is get out function is basically function checks if user is logged in by the getting the token from local storage, also making sure session has not been expired, also if expired it removed, also return done. This is get out function. Now is used for the fetching, also load local tasks, also there is save local tasks to set storage into the in the JSON form, also generate a local ID date which will be in readable format, also used and fetch API which will be will show you in the controller. This is also handle input change, which is basically used for the input handling the input, also deadline time, also deadline date. Also I used a function reminder cannot be in the it cannot be set after the deadline. You also handle some meeting when it's being editing task, also adding tasks. This is basically all the logic, I think so. There is now the front end code that I will show you. It's just front end code. You can see handle submit and handle change show add form functions. Now I will. There is nothing new about. I will discuss about only the user ID, which is basically about you can say referential integrity by the saving task into it. Now I will go to the into the auth controllers. Sorry, task controllers. You get task to retrieve all tasks from the by using in descending order. Also create task which is basically used from the creating a new task. Also update task which is basically used to updating the task. Also delete task which is used basically used from the find by id and delete by with the help of id we can delete task. Also get task using this in fetch API. Also toggle task when the task will be completed, generate and task will be saved. Also mark as completed functionality I used in there. Nothing is new in deadline and category function. These are all same category, also deadline. Basically I used same functionalities in there, but the filter is different. Otherwise it will be all things same. I use state hook get out function which I have discussed about in home.js. I don't think so I should discuss about that. Deadline is also about same thing as category, but the filter is different. Otherwise all the functions are also same. I don't think so there is complexity having new things. Also I should not discuss with there because there is a long video will be generated. I think I will move to the forward to another things. API endpoints are used there in reminder get API tasks, which is basically fetch to all the tasks. Also reminder set for the authenticated user where it sets a reminder for the task immediately. Also used for the basically for the guest. You can as a input which will be you will give an email, you will receive a reminder immediately. That's all about it. Now I think I should go on to the other things, which is basically reminder controller. You can see API if the authenticated user. I basically used in their set onboarding email as a template, you can say, in there, which will be give as a guest. If it's guest, it will be receive an emails, also guest user. Also task title will be general, also reminder date, also messages. Now I will go to the onboarding email sender. There is the different API endpoints which is basically get for the fetch API. Also if we see in reminder controller there are two API for the guest, also authenticated user can receive a set reminder, also can this is used for the automatically email immediately updating send onboarding email function basically in config, which is used for I used in Node Miller for the template of HTML, also as SMTP, which I will show you later. This is basically about authenticated user. Also this is a guest user. You can say reminder date and also get guest user, also task title which be general message. This is friendly reminder. That's all about it. Now email sender, which will be the service as a Gmail. I used email user and password by two-factor authentication, also password in in .env file set onboarding function, which is basically used it will be receive an HTML template. Also email user from the from email. The to email will be the authenticated user will be to pick up this email. Also set deadline reminder using by the I used node cron there. Also node email node mailer, and for the deadline automatically updating when the 24 hours will be the left for the deadline. That's about it. Now I go to the cronjobs.js, which is the main thing in this. Basically sets up an automatic cron jobs using node cron library to send email reminders to users whose task deadline approaching within the next 24 hours. Basically cron, which is used to schedule repeated tasks. Also task mother to fetch tasks from the database. Also custom function that's send a formatted email to the user. Also there is a new date functions, login functions, also populate function to access the user's name also and email. Also get current time, calculate times, also send email reminders. The main thing is there this is cron.schedule. Set start deadline reminder cron setups a cron job that automatically runs every hours to check for the automatically updating tasks. Basically it used a function to run at the start of every hours based on Asia Karachi time zones. It ensures also job is activity scheduled by setting schedule is equal to true. So when job starts its logs message confirming that hopefully deadline reminder check is now running in the background. A reminder routers posed by the I use auth middlewares also, which is middleware also used in server.js start deadline. Thank you so much.